What's up everybody? So in today's video I've made my way to Champion Car Company. They got in a new car that kind of sparked my interest a little bit. Something I've really never been around. But this right here is a 2018 BMW M4. And on top of that, this has the competition package, absolutely fully loaded. Everything is carbon fiber on it, bucket seats, carbon roof, a $90,000 MSRP. This thing is insane. Has a nice stance on it with the competition wheels, carbon fiber on the splitter, carbon eyelids above the headlights. We got the carbon roof and mirrors. It has a larger rear spoiler with more carbon fiber and then a carbon fiber diffuser to finish it all up. But this interior has a really nice brown leather setup. We also have carbon fiber along the dash, contrast stitching, full leather on the top of the dash as well. More carbon fiber along the shifter, the center console, and the parking brake. And then of course you get the M stitching along the steering wheel, and then the seat belts have it as well. I mean, look at this, and I wish you guys were here to smell the interior. I know that sounds weird, but this leather is absolutely beautiful. Brand new condition. I mean, there's no wear on the side here. That's impressive. But it smells like brand new leather too, which is really sweet. So now, let's take a look at the engine compartment. So this features a 3-liter inline 6-cylinder engine, twin turbocharged, just like the GT-R. We got about 444 horsepower with the competition package paired to the double clutch transmission. And then we have the 3.8-liter twin turbocharged V6 engine with the GT-R with about 545 horsepower. So 100 more horsepower, of course, all-wheel drive versus rear-wheel drive. And then since my car is a Stage 2 tune, I have about 100 more than stock, so I'm about 200 more horsepower than this car. But nonetheless, for a cheaper, newer car, you're getting a lot with the M4. But that, I think, is enough of me walking around these two cars. Let's hop in the Beamer and take it out for a drive. Now before I actually hop in, look at these seats. You have holes that come right through them. How many cars have a seat like that? That is just so cool. So we're gonna drive it, have some fun in it, see what this car has to offer, and hopefully answer the question if this is a budget GT-R and if it is worth trading a GT-R for one of these. But Roars to Life sounds pretty good just idling. Pressing this M button, you can see the heads-up display. Right now, just showing the speed and speedometer. Hitting that M button, we have a huge tachometer. Very cool to see. And then just a quick look at the interior. We have the full infotainment setup, normal climate controls, heated seats, the whole controls for the M buttons. You can even go into your vehicle and change a lot of the different settings. So then just to mess with the settings a little bit, kind of like I'm used to in the GT-R, we'll put suspension into comfort mode. So not too bad going over train tracks. And then overall road noise and wind noise is pretty limited. I'm going about 50 miles an hour right now. I'm not even yelling or anything, so it's really comfortable and quiet in it. The seats are really nice. They are pretty stiff, so they're definitely an aggressive bucket seat for performance driving, but they fit you really nicely. They have good lumbar support, so it's definitely a pretty comfortable seat to be in. And then the armrests are pretty nice. So as a normal car, just daily driving, cruising in it, there's no issues with the normal stuff because I use my GT-R as a daily. It's my normal car. I use it for just a lot of the normal driving aspects. But so far, just cruising on a normal straight road in the M4, this is a nice, comfortable car. Then as we downshift a little bit, just to get an idea of the power. Yeah, this thing gets up and goes a lot like the GT-R does. I'd say the power delivery is a lot smoother, but the steering is so direct, just giving it a little bit of input, it does what I want. This car really does keep you on your toes, which is something I love with the GT-R. But with this, I mean, it's just like that. Just taking some sharp turns, you can feel how the center of gravity is pretty low in the car. It is not top heavy whatsoever. So then another acceleration now. Whew, man, that is quick. And actually I was slightly turning in between shifts. You can feel the tail end just kick out just slightly. It's got some power to it where traction on a colder day is going to be limited a little bit, but now just straight line. Wow, that climbs to speed really quickly. That is impressive. So now on a quicker turn now. I mean, the whole time driving this on a tighter country road like this, Like I'm talking slower because I'm focusing on driving. It really makes you pay attention. Wow. Man, oh man. So how many of you GT-R owners have considered an M car? Oh my goodness. I like this car a lot. I like this thing. I'm going to put the drivetrain back in the Sport Plus. I was actually in Sport mode just now. It is definitely quick. Unlike the GT-R, it doesn't like kick you back instantly. It's a lot smoother in the power delivery, but that is definitely good for a more refined drive, I would say. The GT-R can be twitchy. Even though it's all-wheel drive, it can fight you quite a bit. Alright, so second gear. And you got some turbo noises too, so modding this thing would be insane. Tighter turns again. Oh my goodness, what a car. It's hard to find anything wrong with it. I like kind of the whole package you get. You get a sweet looking car inside and out. You have fantastic materials like all the leather, the stitching, the carbon fiber. It is a very well appointed interior for sure. The extra carbon fiber on the exterior with the diffuser, the front end, the roof, but that just adds to make this car something pretty special. But more importantly than just the cosmetics and looks to it is the driving dynamics. A lot of people mention that M cars are some of the best handling, best driving, and like most driver engaging cars you can get. And this is my first real experience with one of these M cars, and you can tell how it's got the power and the handling, but it doesn't really fight you too much. It's something that you can handle and control and have a lot of fun. Still keeps you on your toes very nicely because you have to pay attention with this thing. But it's very responsive. Man. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I can't stop smiling at this thing. I like it a lot. This could be the absolute perfect daily driver. Now I know I say that a lot with my car, but the slow speed stuff is not the strong suit with the GT-R. This thing though, a lot of bumps right there. But yeah, this car, it can do the normal little daily driver, grocery store stuff, the normal stuff, but it completely changes once you press the right buttons and turn it into the full M car that it truly is. And just as far as the actual condition, because this car is for sale at Champion Car Company, I'll have the link to everything in the description below. Definitely check out the listing of this car if you are interested in buying it. This is one heck of a deal, and the depreciation is insane. That's why I love buying a used sports car. You're getting a $90,000 really, really high-end, fully loaded M4 for a heck of a lot cheaper than brand new. Turbo noises. Oh my gosh. Oh man. This has so much performance, and it also does kind of fly under the radar. It doesn't look like a super flashy car. I mean, it could look just like a normal 4 Series. Oh my gosh. Oh man. I love this thing. I love this car a lot. Definitely check it out if you are interested in buying something like this. This one is beautiful, but oh my gosh. Unfortunately, we're gonna tone it back down and just kind of drive it now like a normal car, everything back in comfort and efficient mode. Comment down below, what do you guys think of the M4? Is this something to pick up? Is this something, maybe not right now, but down the road, trade in the GT-R for an M4 to have this as the daily, the car that you can do the normal stuff with, still modify it, I mean, full exhaust system, downpipes, intakes, and a full tune on this. I mean, you're talking a 600 horsepower car easily, but this could be the perfect daily in every way. And given it's a 2018, I mean, it's newer, cheaper, less miles, more technology than the GT-R. That's something to weigh. So to now talk about the GT-R as far as the performance goes, we'll do a nice acceleration and some sharp turns with it. Getting up to speed. Wow. Oh my gosh. It's been a while since I stretched the legs on this thing. So I'm talking, I mean, I got 200 more horsepower than the M4, obviously. This is tuned. Oh my gosh, though. Wow. So without a doubt, a tuned GT-R will destroy the M4 in performance. Oh my gosh, and the brakes. Wow. That is unreal, and this is my own car. I daily drive this thing. So I think people really will be cross-shopping the M4 to the GT-R because they're both fun to drive, fast cars. They have twin-turbo engines, they have rear seats, and they're two doors. So they have a lot of similarities in the layout of the actual vehicle. And then with all the driving modes, you can adjust the suspension feel, how quickly you want the transmission to shift, the throttle response, the turbo power, and stuff like that. And then, of course, both are very tunable and moddable. So they have a lot of similarities in that regard. I think the biggest difference is the M4 has that luxury side of it. You can put that in the most conservative settings and it is a very nice to drive, luxurious luxury car. When I was cruising back to the dealership in it, it was just smooth and quiet and very refined. With the GT-R, it's not as refined. It's pretty good, but it is not a luxury car at all. It has a lot of rough edges to it. Sometimes it can be a little bit hard to handle around town in the slow speeds things. It just has that kind of clunkiness to it. The M4 is very refined. But then if you look at the other end of the spectrum, the GT-R has more of the performance edge to it. It is faster, it is more powerful, and I think it makes it to where this car is a little bit harder to handle just because you can get to higher speeds quicker. The limit to this car is a little bit larger than in the M4, so whatever you're doing, there's less room for error just because you're probably going a lot faster in the GT-R. So then at the end of the day, would I trade in my GT-R for an M4 competition? I wouldn't not do it. I could see one day if I wanted something just like the GT-R, but I wanted more refinedness, more of the creature comforts, more luxury and stuff like that. I think that would be the only way to go. That car had a ton to offer and would still have a lot of the performance in it to make it a very fun car to drive. So I can see trading this in for that one day. Not ready to do that just yet, just because I have more things I want to do to this car and I'm enjoying the rougher edge-ness of this car. This thing is a lot to handle. It really keeps you on your toes. But overall, the BMW M4, especially with the competition package, that was a fantastic car. I am really impressed with it, and I could see one day picking one of those things up. If you are looking to buy one, I'll have the link to Champion Car Company's website in the description below. Definitely check them out. They have a huge selection of amazing pre-owned vehicles, so definitely check out the link to that car in the description below. But that wraps up taking a look at an M4, comparing it with the GT-R. I can see somebody cross-shopping the two. I could see trading this in for one at some point. M4, what a heck of a car. That was a brilliant car. But that is it, guys. Give it a thumbs up, smash the subscribe button. See you guys next video.